Hi, I'm Kaylee, and today I am bringing you my second book review for the Alanna series, In the Hands of the Goddess. In case you didn't know, Books for MKs is a charity that donates books to missionary kids. So if you want to donate to the kids, you can do so at gofundme.com. There's a link down in the description and a button at the end of this video. So I am doing a read-along together with the wonderful Giselle, and I will make sure to link her channel down below. And we are reading The Song of the Lioness Quartet by Tamara Pierce. Last week I gave you my review of the first book, and I will link that video as well. And now I'm bringing you my review of the second book, In the Hand of the Goddess. So I have to tell you, Giselle, I'm sorry. I did not like this book. This one just had some problems that I cannot ignore. First, let me just give you a synopsis. Let's just start with what the book's about, and then we'll get into what I liked, what I didn't like. You don't have to worry about spoilers. Even though this is the second book in the series, I'm going to keep the spoilers way to a minimum. Really, I'm not going to be talking about any spoilers. Alanna is a teenage girl who is pretending to be a boy so that she can study as a squire and learn to be a knight. Only a few people in the royal palace know about Alanna's true identity. In the midst of a war with a neighboring kingdom, Alanna starts out with a determination to focus on her knightly studies. But she gets distracted by the temptations of love. With the protection of the goddess upon her, Alanna unmasks a deadly enemy within the very walls of the Palace of Tortal. So in the first book, Alanna was a page, and then she became a squire, and now in this second book, she's still studying as a squire, and then she becomes a knight. And I was disappointed in this book. I was disappointed in Alanna as a character. So disappointed. She makes some very bad decisions, and she ends up having sex at the young age of 16. I don't care who you are or where you live or what, but that is a bad decision to make at the age of 16. And somehow the worst of it was that it didn't even fit in with the rest of the plot. It was just kind of there, and it had no purpose, and it didn't fit in with the rest of the storyline, and it was just... It made me so angry. I was so angry at her. Why are you making this stupid decision? Why? The whole romantic storyline was absolutely awful. And the romance wasn't even good. It was just so awkward and weird. It was so awkward it made me cringe while I was reading it. And this is really not okay because I thought this was a middle grade book. This is supposed to be PG, people. I am just not happy about this. I am just not happy. I am not happy. Alanna, why? What? Why? No. The rest of the book I liked, though. There's this really fantastic storyline about the war with the neighboring kingdom, and it's all battles and intrigue and spying. And in that storyline, Alanna really shines. She inspires the people around her to be loyal to her because they see how hardworking she is, how compassionate she is. She's always putting other people's needs above her own needs, and the people around her appreciate that. She uses her limited magic to heal wounded soldiers, and she throws herself into the thick of the battle to protect her friends. I loved her character during those scenes, as much as I hated her character during the romantic scenes. Just like in the first book, I was annoyed by many trite elements. Alanna gets a new pet cat, and she names him Faithful. Really? You couldn't think of a more interesting name? At least it wasn't a dog named Faithful, because then I would have been like, no, this is not okay. This is so boring. But a cat named Faithful, I'm still annoyed by it, but I can live with it. And then, of course, the biggest, burliest, tallest soldier at the war camp is named Thor. Because you couldn't think of a more original name. Yes. At least he doesn't fight with a hammer. He fights with an axe. So the biggest guy with an axe gets to be called Thor. Alrighty then. I just felt like this was really lazy writing. Like, where was your editor? The editor couldn't have said, hey, let's think of something a little more original here. No, let's just leave it like that. When Alanna comes up to do her ordeal of knighthood, I was not impressed with that whole scene. It's supposed to be this big, scary thing, and it's such an ordeal, and is she gonna survive? You know, but then there was all this buildup, and then it just kind of fell flat, and I felt like the scene went so quickly that I didn't really have time to feel afraid for her or understand that she was afraid. It just kind of happened, and it was like, oh, it's done? Okay, well, wow, what an ordeal. Oh, I'm so glad we survived. Yeah, just more sloppy writing. It could have been better. It just needed a little kick, and just didn't have that. However, the big finale was excellent. Alanna finally confronts the hidden enemy within the Palace of Tortall. And of course, it's a trusted advisor, a wily sorcerer that no one can ever catch in the act. I especially loved how the intricacies of the magic system of this world played out in this final plot. I mean, it was wonderful to see how all these different elements from those first two books came together, and we captured the bad guy. It all came together beautifully for a very satisfying ending. So overall, good things, bad things, things that made me angry, things that annoyed me, things that I enjoyed. The thing is, I am not a happy reader at this point. I was so angry at Alanna that I could barely enjoy the rest of the book. I will still continue with the rest of the series, but it is with a bitter heart and a word of caution to other readers. This is not for middle grade. It really, really isn't. I'm still just so angry about that terrible romance plot. Just, but I was just so angry and annoyed and just, so I only gave it 2 stars. And then I was thinking about it and I thought, if you just took out the sex, then I would give it 2.5 stars. I'm just gonna pretend like that whole storyline never happened. And I'm giving it 2.5 stars. Please leave me a comment and let me know what's a book that you've read recently where you liked some stuff and other things annoyed you or made you angry and just made you want to tear your hair out. Leave me a comment and let me know what are some of these problematic books that you enjoyed it but you didn't. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember, the right book in the right hands at the right time can change the world.